What's going on YouTube? GeoSnow right here. So in today's video I have some great news for those of you waiting for an iOS 14.4, 14.4.2, 14.4.1 jailbreak, but I also have some bad news if you're on iOS 14.6. This video is brought to you by AppTrans, a software that allows you to transfer applications from one device to another, create iTunes backups directly from the program, or backup your WhatsApp conversations and restore it to a different device. You can get the free version available on the iMobi website. Check it out in the link below. So brand new kernel vulnerability has been posted by Alex here, and they said, quote, small kernel memory disclosure write-up for an Apple XNU bug I found recently. And they posted a full write-up in here, and this kernel vulnerability has been patched on iOS 14.5, so it would work with 14.4, 14.4.1, and 14.4.2. If you check out in here, none of them are still signed right now, but if you stayed on them, you should be good to go. However, this is not a TFP0 kernel exploit. We're going to get into that, but there are also some bad news in today's video, and that is the fact that iOS 14.5.1 has officially stopped being signed today. So just a couple of minutes ago, Apple stopped signing 14.5.1 for all devices. If you haven't saved your SHSH blobs already, you will not be able to save them anymore. However, you should keep in mind that it would still be possible to update the 14.5.1 using the bug found by the Cilio Discord if you're on a lower version like iOS 14.4, 14.3 and so on once a jailbreak is out, so it's not really a problem. However, if you are on 14.6, it's no longer possible to go back to 14.5.1, and the Cilio Discord bug cannot help you because that one works only from the lower version to the newer one and not from a newer one to an older one. So that's pretty bad, but yeah, we got a new kernel vulnerability. So what this really is? Well, Arponage, the developer behind the Manticore jailbreak and the PwnMy, which is going to be a WebKit or Safari based jailbreak that you can use from Safari without IPA and without computer, retweeted this and said, quote, nice one, at this moment it's only a matter of time for someone to release a 14.5 kernel exploit, which will there give the final touch to PwnMy. Stay patient and it will pay off. So yeah, this is basically a pretty interesting vulnerability. However, this is not a kernel exploit that would work directly out of the box. It's just the vulnerability, and we're talking about CVE 2021-30660. So if you copy this in here and you paste it here on the security content of iOS 14.5, you can see that it's actually this one here. It says kernel and it's available on all devices after iPhone 6s, and it says that, quote, a malicious application may be able to disclose kernel memory. So it doesn't say that an application may be able to execute arbitrary code with kernel privileges. That would have been pretty dope. However, this one is a little bit less than that. It only can disclose kernel memory. So I would assume that this kernel vulnerability can be used to somehow bypass KASLR or kernel address space layout randomization, which is still good. It's still useful for a jailbreak, but this is not like TFP0 where you would be able to execute code and, apply patches and stuff like that. It's a much simpler bug. So while it's good because it means that developers are starting to release their bugs that were patched on 14.5, and there are definitely more bugs and even more powerful bugs, this one is probably not going to be the best for a jailbreak. However, there are a couple of them in here from Pango team, which said, quote, a malicious application may be able to execute arbitrary code with kernel privileges. If the Pango team decides to release a similar write-up like this one here, then it will be pretty cool, because this vulnerability that they have here would definitely be usable for a jailbreak. So that's what Arponage is waiting for. A kernel vulnerability like this one by Pango, which is described in the security content, but this one ain't it. This one is just a kernel memory disclosure. While still useful and nice, it's not 100% what we need for a jailbreak. But yes, it can still be used in a jailbreak context. It can still be used for jailbreak purposes, but it's not all we need. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And as you can see here, the PwnMy, which as I said is going to be a WebKit or Safari based jailbreak made by the Manticore team, already has the WebKit exploit, but unfortunately the WebKit exploit only works on iOS 14.5 or newer, and the reason for that is that the exploit itself is for the audio worklet, which have only been introduced in iOS 14.5 and not before. So in order for this jailbreak to work from Safari, it would actually need a kernel vulnerability that still works on iOS 14.5, so for that purpose, not even this one would work, because this one by Pango would already be patched on 14.5. So we still need to wait a little bit more, but as you can see from here, vulnerabilities start to be released. So I'm looking forward for more vulnerabilities to be released. That's basically it. Thank you for watching. I am GeoSnow. Till the next time, subscribe to stay updated and peace out.